Illustrated Black History, honoring the iconic and the unseen. It's a collection of original portraits depicting Black heroes, both famous and unsung, who have carved an indelible mark on activism, science, politics, business, food, arts, entertainment, and more. Each entry includes a drawing or painting by artist, you see him right here, George McCalman, along with an essay summarizing the person's life story. So what an incredible way to kick off Black History Month with the local artist himself, George McCalman, joining us live. Thanks so much for being here on Midday.
Hi there, Julian. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, I'm so excited. I have this copy of the book here. I've been flipping through it. It's amazing. And first of all, congrats on the nomination for the 54th NAACP Image Awards. How did you come up with the idea for this book? It's so gorgeous as you just flip through all the pages here.
Thank you. Well, the beautiful symmetry of us talking today is that 7 years ago today, I started sharing the original series, which was a daily portrait of a Black history pioneer done in black and white by me for the 29 days of the month. It was a leap year. And as I was doing it, several friends told me that this should be a book. And then here we are 7 years later.
I'm so happy that you listened to those friends and you turned this into a book, a really powerful one too. I want you to tell our viewers about the process of research, how you curated this impossible list of incredible characters. I love how you said in the intro to the book, you didn't quite have a plan at first. You kind of stumbled through it, but eventually you created some discipline and came together with this incredible list.
Yes. In the telling of the story, I have to be honest, it really was a very feeling, emotional thing at first, where I was just basically steeped in my own re-education about Black history and American history. And so I just allowed myself to kind of fumble the first year of thinking about it, just doing research, talking to people. I came up with a list of 500 names. And then once I had my book deal 5 years ago, I started just winnowing it down and getting feedback from history professors and cultural figures and really kind of tightening up that list.
And through this work, again, it's not just these beautiful portraits, but also some almost self-reflective essays weaving together your personal story, your experience of Blackness with the history of these individual figures in our American history, not just Black history, but American history. How did you come up with a list of favorites by chance? I almost hesitate putting you on a spot and asking you that, but do you have some favorites?
I'm too close to it. So I'm asked that question often. I don't have any favorites because they all are. And it's basically what I focused on were the stories that I myself was really interested, curious, that I just wanted to explore. And even the well-known folks who are in this book, the stories that I'm telling about them are not what you expect. It's aspects of their lives and their accomplishments and their value to our history, to our collective history. But I was really interested in people who were actually pioneering, who are pioneering in their personal lives, pioneering in their cultural public lives, and who really affected how we think about American culture today.
I love that. And I, again, love how you also selected names that, might not be household names for a lot of people. Really quickly, if you can just tell us what you hope people walk away from as they flip through these pages, they take in these stories and see these beautiful works of art.
Well, I think the word I use about Black history is still casual. We're still a little too casual about Black history. There is still so much that the average American does not know about the accomplishments of Black Americans. And so I took this book really seriously as a starting Bible. It is not the
George.
Bible. There's so many other books out there, but this one I wanted to make it accessible, and I wanted people to come away with more of a sense of our contributions to American history.
So important, and we have to go, but I do want to put this full screen up on the screen really quickly if we can. Producers, don't get too mad at me. February the 18th, you can meet George McCalman, see him in person at the DeYoung Museum. It's happening from 1 p.m. to 2:30. You got to get those tickets on site. George, thank you so much for being here on Midday and being our first guest here
so much
for Black History Month. Thank you, my friend.